Hello and welcome back to some more Genshin Impact. So before I do anything else, I wanted to say that I'm going to be doing this commission right here. Is this novel amazing? And the reason why I'm doing this on camera instead of doing it off camera like I usually do for most commissions is because I've been checking to make sure that these commissions are not related to any, uh, side quests, and there are actually two of these, this one and then another one after this that are related to side quests. So I'm going to be starting this one right now. It says to visit Shigeru and Junkichi. Shigeru, an editor at the Yai Publishing House, seems to be arguing with the writer Junkichi over some matter. Okay, then they're right here. So let's talk to Junkichi. Junkichi, the deadline to turn in the manuscript is tomorrow. No more delays. There's no use pushing me. I'm stuck at a critical point in the story and I've got writer's block. What are you two arguing about? Traveler, just the voice of reason we need. I'm Shigeru, an editor at the Yai Publishing House. This is Junkichi, the writer I'm in charge of. His new novel, Onibudo, is very popular, but he never meets his deadlines. Sometimes he even delays for weeks. And he's at it again, of course. If he doesn't turn his manuscript in by tomorrow, I won't be able to get this month's issue into print. Why don't we postpone the issue? Our loyal readers will still pay for it. Don't be ridiculous. If it isn't updated regularly, the novel's reputation will go into the trash. But I've just got no inspiration right now, and I'm not going to write some garbage chapter. There's just got to be an interesting story. But all of the other writers are basically done. You're the only one left. Maybe Junkichi really just needs a bit of inspiration. That's right. My friend here gets me. I need inspiration. I'll go around and look for some. I'm sure something will come to me. Hey, that's the excuse you used last time to put it off. We're not doing this again. I'm not lying this time. Come on, trust me just this once. Alright, fine. But this is the last time. No further delays. Got it? Okay, got it. I guess I can't put it off this time. Let's go get some material. In the chapter I'm working on, the main character is trying to sell the items he collected during his adventure. That will involve dealing with different types of buyers. Then let's go to Sukumomono Groceries. That's quite a name, isn't it? Okay then. So they want us to go all the way up there. How far away is it? I wonder how long this is going to be, though. Seems like it's already kind of long for a commission. Okay, let's talk to him. Sukumomono Groceries sells all kinds of goods similar to the items collected during my character's adventure. I mean, Aoi always says that one man's trash is another man's treasure. It seems like finding out what the buyer values is key to selling the goods at a high price. But if I write it like this, I'll have to spend time describing psychology. It doesn't fit the theme. Why don't I just make the main character's psychic that can intuit the needs of the buyer? Where's its basis in the plot? Plot basis? I'll think about it while I write. It shouldn't be a problem. Well, there we have it then. I know what to write. Traveler, let's go back. I'm going to tell Shigeru about my ideas. Okay. You gonna tell him? Nope. They're making me jump down again. Whatever. Oh, crap. There we go. Talk to Junkichi. We visited Sukumomono Groceries, and I've had a plot breakthrough. Oh? That's great. Tell me about it. The main character suddenly awakens to a profound magic, the third eye of perception. This allows him to see into the minds of others so that he can maximize his trade profits. In this way, it's, what's wrong? Hey, you're doing it again, aren't you? Again? Let me guess. You're going to add new character traits to continue the story. Phone. I'll take care of that in a little bit. And you'll be tacking more complicated features onto those traits until you finish the new chapter, right? No matter how much you like the character, stop giving him so many skills. The readers are going to get confused. I have to admit that that's actually a real problem, by the way. I've read stories that do that, where they just keep adding new stuff and then they have to get rid of the old stuff. It's just really bad. Anyways, that's always been my style. I think it's interesting. The readers will love it. Don't give me that. You know the readers are starting to get confused by everything you make up. I'm done talking to you. You're so boring. Let's hear the Traveler's opinion. Traveler, who do you think is right? Me or Shigeru? Actually, Shigeru sounds more reasonable. Reasonable? Reasonableness is no substitute for a good plot. A reasonable plot would be boring without a compelling story. You, mark my words, when it comes to time to wrap up the story, you'll go crazy trying to tie up the loose ends. I took some notes. We won't have any problems ending the story. You have to take notes to remember all the details, do you? Are you expecting the readers to take notes as well? Well... I'm not saying you can't add these new features. I'm just saying that you have to be mindful of how many there are and when they are added. Writing a novel is like running a marathon. If you go too hard at the start, you'll just lose steam later on. The key to a successful novel is to move forward steadily, one step at a time. Trust me. Okay. And that's done. Let's go ahead and claim that right there. So now I'm gonna hop on over to the Adventurers Guild before continuing the story over in Liyue. Okay, it's down in this area. I don't know if I've ever really paid attention to this part of Liyue before. Some of these structures look new. I mean, to me anyways. So she's down here. Whoa, I hope Zhongli didn't just die.
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's gotta be one of those Adepti, surely.
Wait, she's lifting it?
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. Congratulations, this item is approved for submission.
Oh, this is the stone that we found in that abode. Okay. Huh.
I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I take your name?
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute now.
Shenhe, and Ningguang's little helper.
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. The rarest talent turns in the rarest plastrite specimen. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you think of the rock we found? Pretty amazing, right?
In truth, it is the finest piece of plastrite we have received so far. If everything goes according to plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will enable us to proceed to the next stage of construction. As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations for the contestants. If you need a place to rest, you are welcome to stay there. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a lot of work to do on the building site.
Okay, now it's time to find the next thing.
Shenhe, just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises.
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it?
I'm not surprised.
Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold her head up high and break into a big smug smile.
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive, too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
Oh, so she isn't.
Shenhe?
Are you alright?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode. I'm just a little fatigued.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right? Let's go check in and take a rest.
Okay.
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out in the wild on your own. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed. All right? Seriously, don't punish yourself like this.
Paimon is right.
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to our hotel.
Okay then. So, how do you say this guy's name?
Hi there. Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors, business people, tea sellers, all sorts. So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies. You're lucky you got here when you did.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just at the door on the left. Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please excuse me, I'll leave you to it.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help but notice one of the guests walk in with a huge grilled chicken drumstick before. Let's buy one for Shenhe too. She can have it as a midnight snack. Or save it for breakfast tomorrow.
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door.
Have a good rest, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. See you tomorrow.
Hey! Isn't
Whoa.
that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here? Let's go and say hi.
Okay then. So, talk to Cloud Retainer. Talking with this bird is always kind of funny. Yeah, she's always very stuck up. Okay. I want to see something very fast. What are the color of her eyes? Okay, so her eye color is similar to Shenhe's.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far, so good. Yeah. So, you know Shenhe too, Cloud Retainer?
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Cool. So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her Adeptus name instead.
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Don't all Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
So, my original guess, like in the last video, was correct. Because I thought that Paimon might be wrong about the assumption, but then I backtracked because I was like, well, she's clearly able to do things that most people wouldn't be able to do, at least within this game's universe, so, I don't know.
Oh, right. Wait, what?
I thought so.
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary human beings?
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival. But not so her. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born.
Oh?
One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering a single word.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhe might have...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that Shenhe may have still emerged the victor of the confrontation.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. And she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age. Seeing that she was homeless, one decided to adopt her.
So when Shenhe talks about her master, she means...
Indeed. It is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the Adepti arts. All the Adepti cherished her talents, and so we were willing to train her. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her.
That's not good.
Such is the magnitude of the danger this poses, that her soul must be bound with red ropes to keep her homicidal instinct at bay.
So that's why her eyes look that way. It's probably an effect of them doing that.
The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have suppressed some of her other emotions as well.
Is she listening? Yeah.
It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shenhe's path has crossed with yours, please be sure to treasure the gift that fate has given you, and take good care of her.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here to check up on Shenhe because you were worried about her, didn't you?
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. The truth is that while Liyue Harbor may seem peaceful today, danger is always lurking in the shadows.
Like I said, she's always stuck up.
Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious to observe how she will respond to the coming storm. If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness to her achievements. But if she does not, the Adepti shall not hesitate to seize control. Let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough of your time, and night is approaching. Be sure to get ample rest.
Okay. So I have to wait.
Shenhe isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Oh, no wonder she doesn't like being treated as an Adeptus. Having everyone falling over themselves to show their respect all the time must be kind of hard to deal with.
Let's talk to
There
Cloud
seem
Drakena.
to have been a growing number of tales told regarding Shenhe in recent years. Perhaps she was seen on the previous occasion when she secretly ventured out from the mountains. One has heard that a playwright in Liyue Harbor wrote an opera based on the legends told about her. It is called The Divine Damsel of Devastation. The play portrays her as making a stand to protect her fellow villagers. One can only surmise that every story needs a hero.
Okay. So now they want us to wait. Let's go ahead and do that very fast. Okay, that should be good enough. So... Okay.
Hey, so Shenhe.
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it.
Oh, how did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you. So I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about me. After all, Master is... very talkative.
Sorry, Shenhe. Paimon had you down as an Adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
I never really thought of Cloud Retainer as being talkative, but...
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an Adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend. For this, I am very grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real Adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an Adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title, Friend, very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list.
Are we gonna have to sleep in between each time?
But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going. After all, Sunset Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be able to find any. If it turns out some of them have given up already, we'll be able to take things a little more slowly.
Okay then.
Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhe. Try it. They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Okay. I was waiting. I was kind of like slowing down my progress there as far as running along because I didn't want to miss out on the dialogue, but... Oh. I was expecting to have to land on the platform.
Look! Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
Of course it's not.
Hey, Byron! And hey, Beto! And hey, person Paimon doesn't know?
Yeah, I don't know who the person on the right is either.
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains balanced. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks.
Okay.
The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Okay.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
Beto, you're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to get a hold of it.
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Never heard of her.
Greetings.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, both good buddies of mine. And this is... sorry, not sure we've met.
Shenhe. I am their... friend.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed. To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plastrite required. Fortunately, it was approved for submission, despite being a little on the diminutive side. Wow! So it looks like the 3 of us are competitors now. Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe.
I thought that was obvious.
Are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help him win.
In that case, I have a proposal to make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, there are 3 teams here. We can split the prize between us.
That makes sense.
Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think? Sounds great, but how does that change things exactly?
I think I see where you're going with this, Miss Yun. The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it, the other 2 can hop on the bandwagon. How'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the ship and ask Su Ling if he's heard of them. You guys...
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Sounds good. Let's go.
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever makes progress first brings all of us a step closer to victory. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay, then. See you, Beto.
Okay, let's go! By the way, what question are you gonna ask Ningguang Yunjin? I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment, so I would like to hear her opinion.
Okay.
Ooh, what's the opera called? Paimon wants to go see it. The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend about an evil spirit and an adeptus. It's called the divine damsel of devastation.
What a coincidence. Okay then. Because that's based off of, Shenhe. Let's go over to Liyue then. Wait a second. Aren't I supposed to go to Liyue? Where does it want me to go? Well, this is awkward. The quest location is currently involved in other quests. Please check the details. Hereafter, the trail of pervasives. Oh, okay, so I gotta talk to Chef Mao. When you smell the aroma of the grilled tiger fish, you suddenly are reminded of someone who once helped you. Let's go over there and do that then very fast. I wasn't expecting that to be related to, you know, this main quest line, but I'm guessing that Chef Mao has something to do with it then. Chef Mao? What's going on? What would you two like? 3 servings of grilled tiger fish to go, please. You got it. Hang on for a moment. They'll be ready soon. 3 servings. 1 for you, 1 for Paimon. Who's the last one for? Pervasives loves grilled tiger fish. You mean gave us the 7-star lamps and sensor Pervasives? I don't remember who this is. But obviously Aether does. Huh, that's right. He did say that he missed the taste of grilled tiger fish. But isn't he gone now? Even so, we can still pay our respects. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go see him then. Last time we met Pervasives there, the temple was in a pretty sad state, and there were treasure hoarders in the area too. Let's hope that his statue hasn't been defaced. Statue, huh? Your 3 servings of grilled tiger fish. Hold on to them now. Oh, these smell so nice. Come on, Aether. Off to our next stop. Okay. I'll go over there and do part of that. Oh, whoops. Well, you got 2 things going on here right now. But I'm going to do the next part of the Pervasives quest very fast. Kinda interesting. They have, you can like do this little rolling animation sometimes when you dash off of a cliff. Oh, it's Xiao. Wait a second. I'm remembering a little bit better now, like a little bit more now. Okay. I wasn't expecting this kind of quest. Why are you here? Are you here to see Pervasives as well? I was just passing through. What are you 2 here for? We're here to see Pervasives. But this place is in as much of a mess as last time. There's a temple here and a statue too. Why doesn't anyone come here to maintain this place? Perhaps this place has been forgotten. How could people forget something like this? The Yakshas were our heroes who defended Liyue Harbor. Okay, now now it's coming back to me. Because Xiao here is also one of the Yakshas. Xiao, are you angry? No, the Yaksha did not perform their duty for any form of recognition. Let's not talk about this stuff right now. Grilled tigerfish first. And if you want to have some, Xiao, we can give you half of our share each. It's fine. Help! Help me! Huh? Did you hear that? There, someone's calling for help. Let's go! What about the grilled tigerfish? Paimon hasn't eaten yet. A little bit of a unexpected surprise, but a nice one to have Xiao appear. Okay, do that.
Hold the line.
And that.
Take flight.
Followed by killing them both. Wang Ping On. I think that's his name. Thank you, oh mighty Adeptus. Thank you, mighty hero. Oh, what are the odds? We meet again. How can they tell that Xiao is an Adeptus? You know us? How could I have forgotten you? I'm Wang Ping-an. Don't you remember me? Star Snatcher. That name sounds very familiar. Man, it's been such a long time. Huh? What? What's Star Snatcher? Please, let's not bring that up, and not in front of the Adeptus. I was just getting ready to make an offering at the Temple of the Yaksha, Pervases. But not long after I entered the mountains, I was set upon by those treasure hoarders. Thank you for saving me. Wait a moment. What were you going to do at Pervases' temple? Were you planning to do something bad to his statue? No. I wouldn't dream of it. Then what were you planning to do? I wanted to restore the temple. My plan today was to closely examine the temple's current condition and arrange for the purchase of the appropriate materials. I never expected to be targeted halfway by treasure hoarders and forced to flee. But as I ran, I lost my way. As for the rest, you know what happened. Let's speak further at the temple. Right. This is hardly the place for conversation. Let's go to the temple first. We'll speak there. Go. I have other things to handle. Eh? You're leaving already? And he's gone. It's cool how he can teleport like that. I don't remember if he can actually do that, like, as a character that you have. I know that he has, like, an ability that allows him to jump, though. This temple is in a terrible state. Alright, mister. Where did you suddenly get the idea to come and fix this temple? Heh. Well, that's a long story. Back when I was pretending to be an Adeptus, I gathered a lot of resources to help me keep up the act. Okay, so yeah, the Star Snatcher name was supposed to be like his Adeptus name, I think. But remember how I swore to do good after that Adeptus taught me a lesson? Well, after I returned, I was planning to destroy all those materials of mine. But then I had a thought. Rather than destroying all this information, wouldn't it be better to write up my code of charlatanry, whatever, and share it with others? I don't know how to say that. That way, I can help others to see through scams and cheaters. To my surprise, the guidebook I wrote proved helpful to a lot of people. Even the Ministry of Civil Affairs said that it was very useful. They even provided me with some additional scam countermeasures to add to the stuff that I had written myself. To that end, they paid me a pretty hefty sum. Apart from that that guidebook, I'm currently planning to write a book about the Vigilant Yaksha. Its purpose, of course, is to share the stories of the Vigilant Yaksha with as many people as possible. That way, I'll be able to put the folklore and knowledge I possess to good use. As for this temple to Pervases, I discovered it while compiling material for the second book. I found sources saying that this temple was built by our forebears to remember the Yaksha, Pervases. But I never expected to find the temple in such a state of disrepair. When I returned and thought about it, I decided to fund the repair of this temple from my own pocket. After all, I, too, was guided back to the right path by an Adeptus. I suppose repairing this temple can be considered atonement for my previous wrongdoings. Well, sounds genuine enough. What do you think, Aether? Sounds kinda genuine. What do you mean, kinda? I am being genuine. 100% genuine. Oh, fine. Think whatever you like. If you don't trust me, then come back once work has started. You'll see. Okay, that'll be later, obviously. Oh, wow. That was like the end of that quest. Or at least the end of that part of it. That's interesting. So, this is probably... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mark this area on the map just in case. Because I'm not entirely sure whether or not I'll have to come back here. Okay. So let's go back to Liyue and continue this quest a little bit more. And then after this cutscene with whoever this is, I'll probably be Master Zhang about the Wonder Cores. Yeah, he's probably the blacksmith, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Anyways, after this, I'll probably be stopping. Okay. What do you have to say?
Ah, hello. Are you here for something off the shelf, or do you need something forged?
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering if you'd heard of something called a Wonder Core.
Zhang. Okay. I was pronouncing it Zhang before.
Of course I have. Sorry, who's asking?
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past, for stage use.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yun. Sorry, my brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. Everyone's heard of you, Miss Yun. Even folks who don't make it to the opera all that often. Like myself. So, you're here to ask about Wonder Cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how to make them. Matter of fact, I made some for Lady Ningguang back when she was building the original Jade Chamber.
Oh, wow.
The types of ore needed to make Wonder Cores are a little hard to come by. Lady Ningguang supplied them herself last time. I don't suppose you've brought any yourselves?
No, we were gonna ask you what kinds of ore we need.
Sure. Well, you'll need two kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrosium.
Star Splinter. Isn't that found on, what's it called, Dragon Spine? I could be wrong. I have no idea what Subrosium is, though.
If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. They say it resonates with visions.
I was wrong.
It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some eventually. As for the Subrosium, though, that's trickier. It's all but unheard of on the market.
Then, where do we start?
I'm really not sure. Sorry. What I've heard is that the people around Mount Tianheng have some sort of magic trick that can pinpoint the location of the stuff. Of course, it's probably just hearsay. If you want my advice, start by looking for Star Splinter Iron around Mount Tianheng. And if you run into any locals, ask them a few questions about Subrosium.
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the divine damsel of devastation also takes place on that mountain. I hear the view there is quite spectacular. A favorite destination of the Adepti, in fact. Perhaps it can give me some inspiration. Let's not delay. We should head straight there.
Okay. Well, that'll be in the next video, so thank you very much for watching. The next time I play, I'm going to be continuing this quest. Maybe doing the next part of that other quest for the Pervases quest, assuming it becomes available within that time. If, you know, and possibly like a commission as well, if another one pops up. Like if the next part of that one that I did at the beginning of the video pops up. So, yeah. See you next time. Bye-bye.